go. Welcome back to Put That on Something on RggiTV. I'm your host, Reggie. I got my big bro with me, Big Lou.
What's good, people?
What's up? So, yeah, man, we're gonna jump right into today's topics. First things first, man. Do y'all know that they got breakdancing in the Olympics now? I mean, Lou, did you know that there was breakdancing?
Man, that was crazy. That was crazy to see that, man. And you know, just real quick, somebody's a genius in the front office. I don't know who's dealing with the Olympics, but whoever the the decision makers are at the top or whatever, they were smart to put that one in the Olympics. You know, trying to get a younger crowd, bringing something from my childhood back. You know, whatever the case may be, getting the interest of the older generation as well. So I think that was smart on their part to add that. You know what I mean? It adds it adds a little more flavor. Yeah.
For real, honestly, real talk. Just looking at some of the events, I wasn't really big on the group events. I mean, because it's kind of like I guess when you choreograph for the dance, it's kind of like organized dancing. I'm not really a huge fan of that, but the individual ones, the one-on-ones, is more freestyle. That's the dope stuff to me. I just thought that was a dope way to incorporate hip hop and just to bring the world into what we already really know. But
Most definitely.
on that stage is dope.
It was dope though.
Absolutely, man. For sure. And honestly, that leads me into staying with the Olympics, talking about that game, man. That USA men's basketball against Serbia. I mean, one of the craziest things I've seen in a minute, bro. Like,
it was amazing.
An international game. You know what I mean?
Right. And real quick, U.S. for one, they fought back. It was a hard fought game. You know, it was shout out to Steph Curry, who was out there cooking. He kept them in the game, most of the game. You know, later on in the stretch, Joel Embiid stepped up later on. LeBron, those guys did their thing. You know, whoever is in charge of free throws needs to get these dudes in the gym, and everybody need to be doing free throws for at least about an hour after every practice.
Hey, not only just the free throws, Lou. I mean, let's just talking about the second chance shots that Serbia got. Them not crashing the boards. Just being soft. Like, I think Anthony Davis had 2 rebounds. I know he didn't play many minutes, but I don't care, bro. There's no way you should have 2 rebounds. You know what I mean? Joel Embiid, while he balled, Joel Embiid held us down in that fourth quarter. I'm going to give you your props. Before rebound, bro, that's wild. That's diabolical when you a goddamn center. I'm sorry.
It's true.
But at the same time, man, these boys was balling. They was doing what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? I feel like when you talk about being down and just being in a position where you ain't got nothing to lose, now this is for the gold medal game. You know, everything you got. You know what I mean? And I feel like when it came down to it, they made all the right plays. They played enough, got enough stops down the stretch to get what they needed to do. But being down 18, they got to understand that takes offensive rebounds. You know what I mean? Getting lazy on defense, and against France, against the length of France, pause. You can't be out here talking about no boxing out and all that. Not against Wemby and Gobert. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you on the boards. So I definitely know that they got to shore that up.
And shout out to all the Vics, Petrovics, Bonovic. Them dudes is balling, man.
The bitches.
Jokic. Them dudes, man. Them dudes was real, man. They was
the rest of the world is here now.
I got to give them their credit.
The rest of the world is here now, man. We gotta give them their props. They not worlds behind like they were in the 90s and early 2000s, bro. They right shit. And we got to also be real. Nowadays, when the Dream Team was around, they was playing against 7 or 8 pros that were international. It's like 45 of them now. They've got pros on their team now. You know what I mean? So we got to recognize that.
But real quick, moving on to the next topic, but we're gonna stay with basketball a little bit. Have you been checking out any summer league games with Ice Cube's BIG3, man? It's a It's a wonderful new league within the last couple of years. I think Ice Cube is amazing, man, to coming up with that concept of, taking retired players, putting them into a league. It's very, very competitive,
Right.
bringing, some of the old players out to coach and things like that. So as a businessman, this dude is doing his thing. He need to be named out there with the Magic Johnsons and the Keyshawn Johnsons and Paul Pierce of the world for LA people. You know what I mean? As far as a businessman, what you think about it?
I mean, that's just, it's no doubt. It's like it brings a brand of basketball that we all grew up seeing. Thinking about it being in our neighborhoods, pick up basketball, going to the gym, Chevy Hills in California, running games all day. You know what I mean? Going to different parks, different neighborhoods. That's what it reminds me of. It puts me and it gives that energy. I mean, did you see that game? Gary Payton and I forgot the old boy name going back and forth. Dude clapping it, Gary Payton clapping in his face.
Yeah,
They pushing each other. I mean, that's what 303 was in the play. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't no, we wasn't no slouches.
it looked like it could have turned into a fight at one point.
Yeah, I thought that was real close. I think Q was a little worried too. He was sitting up there like, hey y'all, chill out. We can't be having our TV rights getting messed up around here. You know what I mean? But I love it though, bro. I love the fact that they have a place where people can still stay in shape, have something to look forward to. It's a good brand of basketball, and honestly, good to see some of them start. I saw Paul Millsap. I'm seeing a lot of dudes. Jamario Moon was there.
Right.
Gerald Green. I mean, it's a lot of guys. My boy Michael Beasley is a bucket, a straight bucket.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Him and Chalmers, that's a nice little team they got.
they got a nice
Three's
squad.
Company, Three's Company, I think they call them.
Yeah, Three's Company. I think it was the other one was the Enemies or Frenemies or something like
Right.
that. But again, man, it's exciting to see some, like you said, some of the old NBA legends that are able to come out and play and showcase that they still got some skill and they still can get some buckets. You know what I mean? So I think that's definitely something that I look forward to watching in the summer. And I've been checking some games out. That game with the Frenemies and Gary Payton's team. I don't know this team, but that was like the game of the year, bro. It was like it went down to the last bucket. It was like 48 to 50. You go to 50 to win. So it was a good game, man. Yeah. So switching it up, we're gonna move on to the next topic, talking about, come on, man. Talking about Bud, baby. You gotta get Crawford in here. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not about to butcher that man's last name. But Crawford fought against who? What was his name?
Madrimov.
Madrimov. Okay, because I was about to just try to go for it. I was like, nah, let me let him be first.
Israel
Yeah,
Madrimov.
Madrimov. No, but you know what? That fight, hey, Bud got, hey, that man stood up. That man stood up and he went to toes with him. Hey, nobody never took him that far. So you
Exactly.
got to give that man a respect, and I think Bud owes him another shot. You
Yeah,
owe that man another shot. We need to see that again because that was probably one of the better fights I've seen in a while where dudes did not back up. They was not running from each other. They stood in
exactly.
there. I mean, both of these dudes knotted up at the end of the game, but still standing and put on a show. I mean, they put on an absolute show. And that's usually what Bud's fights are. You know what I mean? He definitely don't disappoint.
Man, I thought it was a great fight, just like you said, just to second that motion. The dudes, and it was for a belt too. That was
Yeah.
for a belt. So Bud took the belt from him. Oh boy, like you said, he stood there toe to toe. It was at certain points where I thought, the fight went in his direction, or leaning more towards, him winning the fight. But I think uh, Bud kind of settled in. I think he definitely won the fight. I believe he kind of like stuck in there in the later rounds or whatever. He was able to be able to, put up a little bit more of his game plan together. He stayed in the southpaw for the whole entire fight. I thought he was going to switch it up at one point or another, but he didn't. So kudos to him, man, for sticking it in there and actually taking that belt. But it wasn't easy. And like you said, I think Madrimov is a tough fighter, dude. You definitely gonna hear his name, ringing in the boxing sector. I'm sure, and I think it definitely should be a rematch.
For sure. I mean, that dude is solid, bro. I mean, and again, I feel like it's almost to me, it's a bad look on Bud if you don't give him another shot. It looks bad if you don't get this man another shot and get another shot to give you a chance to dominate like you've done in the last 40-something fights. You feel what I'm saying?
He definitely asked for another shot.
Oh, yeah. And he deserves it.
He thought he won it.
I don't blame him, man. I can't blame him, bro. I mean, how could you be mad? He stood 10 toes down on that. You know what I mean? He definitely did.
Yeah. So before we get ready to do our conclusion, I wanted to see how you feeling about back to school. Both of us, I don't know if all of the audience knows, we both have two, I guess, semi-grown kids that are out of high school. And both of us have one that is still, in school. You having a middle schooler and me having a high schooler. But back to school, only one more to go, man. How you feeling?
Man, just like you mentioned, that's just also a sneak peek conversation to the next episode because we're going to talk about parenting adult children. So y'all look forward to that. But just talking about having that last kid, and I got my kid, my boy's in the 8th grade. I believe your daughter's in the 10th grade. You know what I mean? So he got it 3 years ago. I got 5 years ago. You know what I mean? But just that last year, it's weird only having one kid to worry about. That's just one thing that's just different for me. Like of course, we've never been here before. This first time being parents of adult children. First time being parents, just in being in this realm of parenting, period. But out here in AZ, school starts a little bit early, so my kid's been back at school like basically two weeks or so. He's acclimated, getting used to being the big man on campus, I guess you could say, being in the 8th grade. You know what I mean? The oldest kids on the campus,
right,
in a K through 8 school. So, I'm sure it's a little bit of a different vibe. Having a 10th grader and being so close. How you feel about your start? Because I think yours is like more recent, right? She's just started, right?
She goes back to school in about a week or so.
Oh, okay.
So we still got, a couple things we got to do to get her prepared, to go, I think, close to around like the 21st, 22nd. And, but yeah, man, a little crazy. I know the 3 years is going to go by real, real quick,
Right.
And, it's a little cheaper on me now. They only have one kid to have to shop for it going back to school. So, that was nice, but, yeah, man, just kind of really, ready for it, excited for her, little volleyball season and everything like that. But, man, it's going to be a little crazy having nobody to do for, once all of them are out of the house, man. It's going
I
to be
know,
crazy.
man. Yeah, it's a good problem to have around here. A good problem to have. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do with ourselves, at that point. But I think, like I said, ultimately, we put ourselves in a good position to help them get through these last few steps. In their position. I know Roddy's getting ready to start his first tackle season, so we're looking forward to seeing some of that stuff coming up. But I think it's a special time for anybody. Everybody remembers, first day of school, first week of school, and all that stuff, and just being in that position. But you're right, everything is cheaper. Yeah, one pairs of shoes for one kid and all that good stuff. So I never argue with that. You know what I mean? But lastly here, man, I'm gonna close this out just like we do on every episode here. At least going forward, put that on something. This is our men's mental health check-in time. This is the time for us to just, hey, anything that y'all need to talk about, bro. Anything that's going on with you out there. You're dealing with kids going back to school, paying for tuitions and the different things that's going on in your life, and you got your wife worried about whether you're gonna take her out on dates and all this stuff that happens. Kids looking for you to make sure you're getting hair done and getting haircuts and all the pressures and all that stuff, man. This is the time for y'all to understand that, people understand, bro. There's people out here that's going through it. that's standing up as real men and that understand, you know, we have a thankless job sometimes, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that, you know, you're going without being noticed, brother. So again, like we always want to say, man, we love y'all, bro. We appreciate you. If nobody ain't saying it out there, man, y'all standing 10 toes in for your families, for your kids, you know. And I'm just gonna pass it to Lou for his thoughts on our mental health check-in.
Oh yeah, man, kudos to all of the guys out there, all of the real dads out there, you know, going to work, taking care of their kids, taking care of their families. You know, a lot of times you don't get your flowers while you're here, but we wanted to give y'all flowers today. Let y'all know that we proud of y'all. You know, take some time for self-reflection, you know, self-love, you know, treat yourself to something nice, you know,
Right.
whatever it is, you know, but give yourself a little bit of me time and, you know, just know that somebody's thinking about you, whatever the case may be, give you motivation to keep going. So keep doing your thing, man.
Always, man. That's a good point, bro. Take care of yourself. If you don't make sure that you straight, you're no good to nobody else, man. Definitely how it is. Got to make sure that you got the things that you need, man. But hey, that's it for this episode of Put That On Something. Of course, I'm your host, Reggie. I got my big brother, Big Lou, with me. We appreciate y'all. Next time,
Appreciate
hey,
y'all.
tap in. We're going to see y'all in the next one. We out.